Ms. Hope. Today I'm here to do the another palette tag. So this tag was created by Kaylee Bott. I think that's how you say her last name. Kaylee is a YouTuber here. She's a smaller YouTuber, but she's bigger than me. And I really do enjoy her videos because she's just very chill and laid back. And she created this tag. She did create one a while ago. I didn't get a chance to doing it, so I was like, you know what, let me just do this one because I feel like this one actually might relate to me a little bit better with the questions, and I'm excited to talk about these palettes I have laid out in front of me, and these are just going to be like eyeshadow. These are all eyeshadow palettes, by the way. And yeah, so there are 9 questions. I will have them all listed down below, and yeah, let's hop right in and get started. The first question is your first palette. My very first eyeshadow palette was the Urban Decay Naked 2. I was debating between this one and the original Naked. I now own both, and I really wanted this palette. I don't know why. I don't know why I chose this one over the Naked. I was like, I need this palette. I just loved it. I don't even know why. I watched multiple YouTube videos after multiple YouTube videos of swatches, comparisons, everything, which one. And for some reason, these swatches always stood out to me. Surprisingly enough, I don't use this one very often, probably because I've gotten newer palettes since then. But they are very beautiful shades. Like, I will swatch a few of them. Very beautiful, very pigmented. I should have probably wiped the swatches off my arm from before. I mean, they're very nice. Like, I love the quality of them and like the pigment and everything. But yeah, my very first palette, and I loved it dearly. I had a lot of love. If you look at the Tease shade, it's like kind of dipped down in there because it's like the only matte shade like that you can really blend in your crease color of that shade, and this is a very nice palette. The next palette is my most recent purchase. I think it was this one, I believe, and I was like, you know, I don't have any other category to put this one in, so I'll put this one in it. It's the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I have had this palette since, I believe, February. I think this is the most recent eyeshadow palette I've gotten. I don't know. But the most recent high-end one for sure, and then the one that I would think of. And as you can tell, I've hit pan on this one shade. I do like this palette. I'm a little disappointed in the shimmer shades, like I've said in the past. I don't think they stand up to quality as like some other shimmer shades that I have, especially from the drugstore or any other palettes. But good thing is there's only 2 of them, and the other shades are matte, and I really like these shades, like the colors and the tones in here, and the matte shades are very nice. Clearly, I love this shade for in my crease. It's like a perfect matte brown, and I really like this dark Charmed, I'm sure, shade as well. They're just very pigmented. And I really love this palette. I'm really glad I got it. Okay, I was kind of iffy. I kind of fell into the hype of it. And then as soon as I tried it, I was like, okay, it's good. But then after using it a while, I'm like, yeah, I love this palette. What you regret missing out on? No, I don't really have a palette that was like limited edition that I regret missing out on. Although the Lorac Pro 3, I think that's what it is, I've heard mixed reviews on. I thought it looked really beautiful. I don't know if I ever really would have gotten it, but I thought it looked really good, and so I kind of regret missing out on it, but I also don't think I've heard the greatest reviews, so I don't know. Next one. One that makes you happy to look at. Now, this was debating between 2 palettes. I chose this one because the other palette had a different category, but this is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I just love to look at this. It's such a fun color. It's like, you know, you can see the kind of ombre effect. It smells really good. The only cool thing was the only thing that would have been cool is if these shadow shades could have been like in the shapes of the peaches. That would have been awesome. But then again, that kind of would have been hard to dig into them. I don't know if I would have gotten all the shades. But I really love this palette. It's very beautiful. Not all the shades appeal to me, but I don't think it's a bad palette at all. And I think the packaging is really cute, so I love it. Next one is one that you've changed your mind about. Now, one that I definitely have changed my mind about is the Urban Decay Naked palette. When I got this palette, I really did like it. I think it's a nice palette, but then I fell into this rut where I was like, you know what? These are overhyped. This is $50-some. This does not need to be $50. I still don't think it needs to be $50. Kind of was like, you know, I don't really know if I like this palette as much as people hype it up to be. I think it's overhyped, whatever. I still think that it is very overhyped, and there are other eyeshadow palettes out there. I know these are pretty classic, and they're very good compared to, like, if you look at another palette, you compare them to the Naked a lot of the times. I really think these are very nice shadows. Don't get me wrong, like, I love these. And I definitely have changed my mind for the better and am starting to kind of get into them more. They're very gorgeous. I've been using this palette a little bit more recently. So, yes, I have changed my mind about it. I have kind of been getting back into it a little bit more. But I did for a while think that it was very like overhyped. And I still think they're overhyped, but I don't think they're bad shadows, if you know what I mean. But I also think there are other good shadows out there, so this is not the only palette that's amazing and can be compared to. I do think that this is still a very nice palette, and I still will use it. I definitely won't like let it sit there, but I have changed my mind about it since when I first got it, and then when I was obsessed, and then I wasn't as obsessed, and now I'm liking it more. Like, can you see those swatches on my hand? They look like metallic. See, this is what a shimmer shade should look like, not like the ones in the Modern Renaissance. Those do not look like shimmer shades. The next one is one that surprised you. And the one that definitely surprised me was the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palette. This is the original Carly Bible. Oh, that really throws the lighting off a lot. The Carly Bible palette. The reason why this surprised me is because I thought I was going to like this more than I do. I don't think this is a bad palette. I definitely, like when you swatch, they're very creamy. Like they're very creamy, pigmented. They're powdery, but obviously I don't pay, although the drugstore is kicking butt with like quality of eyeshadows, I don't pay, this is like 15 bucks, so I don't pay the amount of like a Too Faced Chocolate Bar or Naked palette for this quality. Now, I love these highlighter shades. The eyeshadows, they look pretty, they swatch pretty. When I put them on my eyes, I'm never really happy with how they turn out, so I don't really care for the eyeshadows as much. These highlight shades, well, these aren't really highlights. They're gorgeous. I literally went like this. I don't know if you saw that, but I went do it. I like these on my eyes. Now, I don't think it's worth paying $15 for these 4 highlight shades. Maybe it is. I do have these two kind of like as a highlight right now. I do have a little bit of the Pixie and Aspen Over highlight on top. But I do think that they are very gorgeous. So, if you think paying $15, these eyeshadows aren't bad. And I definitely think that they're, like, I still use them. But I don't know, they didn't wow me as much. Even though they swatch really well. But these highlights are intense. So that's why it surprised me. I thought I would like it more than I do. But I don't think it's, like, a bad palette. One that inspires you the most, that would definitely be my Lorac Pro. This is like, well, it kind of came down to narrowing it between 2 palettes. One, I love how thin this is, and just like looking at it makes me like want to use it because it's got a row of mattes, a row of shimmers. You've got almost every single color possible that you could ever need, and it's so easy to travel with. The only thing is they're very pigmented and they have a little bit of fallout. I've been pan on 2 shades, and yeah, this is just, I'm really close on this one too. Like I dent in, they do dent in very easily, so I think you can go through this palette very fast. But I really, really love this, and I think that these shadows are just like buttery and like creamy, and they're very buttery. They do have a little bit of fallout when you swatch them. Sorry, that top swatch got a little janky, but this is a good angle as well, hope. But they look so good, and I just love them so much. So this palette definitely inspires me when I see it. One that's on my wish list is the Kat Von D Shade and Light eyeshadow palette. I have been dying to get my hands on that. I've heard so many good things about it, and I don't know, I just really have wanted that palette a lot. Very last one is your No Fail palette, and that would be my Too Faced Chocolate Bar. If I need an eyeshadow palette that I just want to go to, that I can just create a good, nice, warm, smoky eye, or just something natural, get a little bit of color, whatever, I go to this palette. This palette is great for beginners. It's pigmented, but not overly pigmented like the Lorac shadows, where I feel like they're gonna kind of maybe do a little fallout or not be as easy for beginners. This is just incredible. It smells amazing. I love just the look of it. It just makes me happy, and I just love this palette so much. It looks amazing. These 2 shimmer shades, you guys, they're just so good. They're so good. I love this palette. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a little bit more about some eyeshadow palettes. What are your favorite eyeshadow palettes? Or you can answer these questions in the comments, or if you are a YouTuber and you have done this video, let me know. I would love to watch it and learn some more about more eyeshadow palettes, because we all know Hope needs more. Really don't. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thumbs this video up if you did. I hope you will subscribe and stay tuned for future videos. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.